Hi everyone, it's Laura here and I'm in my rainy garden today and it is just a really beautiful day. It's that perfect light rain where everything is just glistening and it's cool and breezy after being hot for a bit. So it's really welcome right now and everything was so pretty. I just wanted to show you what everything is looking like right now. So I'm going to start over here. I completely redid this bed this year. It had some roses in it that were diseased and I pulled them all. They were yellow knockouts. So they all came out, and the hollyhocks I direct sowed last year in another location, and I actually moved them here in the fall. And since it's on their second year, they're biennial. So they're all coming up now and looking so amazing. I am so excited to see the hollyhocks. This variety is called Old Farmyard. And truthfully, I ordered this variety because I just like the name of them. And we've got some beautiful pink ruffled blooms and, singles, yellow and dark pink, light pink, just gorgeous. And these will self-seed. You'll see some lower ones down on the ground here, and they do self-seed pretty prolifically. And then I have some canna here. These come up on their own. Canna, that's one of those things that you're supposed to dig up and store away. And for the 18 years that I've been here, I've never had to. And in fact, these took over this one bed so much so that they were growing up in the roots of our roses and just everywhere. So I thinned them back significantly, and I saved another little clump here as well. But there's no shortage of them. Here's one that I just pulled out the other day that randomly just came up. So I'll see if my parents want that, or I'll pot it up, or I'll rehome it. I do try and give those away because they are really beautiful. And these get a tall, spiky orange flower. Beautiful leaves. I've got some annual salvia in here. That's rockin' playing the blues. And this is purple Prairie Clover, and they get beautiful flowers on them. That's new for me this year. I have some bubblegum vista mixed in, just kind of hoping to trail along the plants here. You guys know how vigorous those are. This is an obedient plant, another new one for me. It's a pink one. I've seen them in white. I've not seen pink, so that'll be an interesting one for sure. And then I just repeat that down the line. I've got my central AC here, which I'd like to have moved next year. But I had two other containers on the other side of the fence, and I just kind of grouped them here. I thought they looked really pretty. I have the drip lines out the back here, but I don't have them connected yet. And we get a lot of rain, as you can see. So I've just been popping out here maybe once every few days just to check on them. These are in drip. I've cut these back once, so if they don't look really full and lush, that's why. But they are filling back in, and they'll continue to do that. I cut all of my petunias hard a few times a season just to rejuvenate them so they don't get that leggy look. I actually prefer them just being, tight little clusters like that. I like that look better than, kind of hiding your whole container. I like to see the container. And then of course I have the beautiful spiral emerald green topiary from Bower and Branch, and I am loving them. They are beautiful, and I have really no topiary experience on this scale, just little myrtles that I have in the house. And the other day I came out with my shears, and there was like some pieces kind of getting, a little wild there, and I came along and I just trimmed them up, and I think I did not a bad job. It doesn't look like I ruined it, so that makes me happy. Like that little flyaway there, I would go and just snip that off. So coming into the vegetable garden, I still have a lot of things to do. It's starting to rain heavier now, of course, but I just wanted to walk around while it's nice and cool and show you everything. So in the front here of the picket fence, I planted some sun-credible annual sunflowers, and those will get 3 to 5 feet. So they'll kind of canopy this whole picket fence. I have them on either side here. And then I have some great cone flowers mixed in as well. That's the taller ones. And let's see, I put some lobelia around my Limelight Hydrangea, which I am anxiously awaiting bloom. You guys know, you sit there waiting for those panicle hydrangeas in the summertime. Ooh, it's really starting to come down now. This is a little blueberry bush. I got that from Gurney's. And a tomato, that is a Mr. Stripey. I've got some peppers and some sunflowers. I've got dahlia in here, and I'm gonna hit pause on this because I'm getting pounded on with the rain now. So we'll see if I can do this one-handed. I have my umbrella here. Okay, so where was I? Okay, so I have some sunflowers that I planted in this elevated bed because I was afraid of critters. So I love sunflowers, and I direct sowed those in here, and I have a couple different varieties. This is Pro Cut Plum in the front, and then I have some Creighton Honey Dahlia. Quite frankly, I started this vegetable area a bit late, so I wasn't totally on the ball with my veggie plan, and I was running out of space on the dahlia, so I thought that those would look great here, so I put them there, and I figured I could use the trellis as a stake when the time comes. That could be a complete fail, so we'll see. And then I have some cucumbers in the back there, and another row of sunflowers. I have a little hidden spot. I kind of made it a planting area, and then you'll see here this black stuff, that's called cat scat mat, and I just have it tacked in there with some little landscape staples, and I have that there to keep the critters from running in the side. The intention is to lay it down on the ground, and it'll keep a cat from using your garden as a bathroom, but I have kept squirrels, chipmunks, all sorts of things out, and it's just prickly. It's just a prickly plastic mat, and I got that from Gardener Supply Company, and it comes in a long roll, so you can even lay that down on your beds, tack it down with the landscape staples, and then in between the holes, if your stems of your plant don't get too large, if you've got herbs and smaller stemmed plants, you can just sow right in between those parts, and they'll grow right up in between them. I actually made the mistake of growing some mammoth sunflowers that got to be about 12 feet tall along our back fence about 5 years ago with this mat. And I had to cut the mat away from them because the stems were like tree trunks. My dad just came. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but I had dug up a little lime and a bobo hydrangea, and I just gave them to my dad, and he dropped me off some orange juice. So fair trade. I'm taking way too long. I'm going to breeze through this. These are some things that I still need to plant. And I have my little grouping here, which is really looking nice. Look, you guys. To think that this was a driveway only a couple of months ago truly blows my mind. I still can't even wrap my head around it. So I'm super happy. In this container here, I have some Kent Beauty Ornamental Oregano, which is that not just the most beautiful flower you've ever seen? I initially saw this on Erin at the Impatient Gardener's Instagram last year, and I immediately added that to my to buy in winter time in case it isn't in stock list. So that's what I did. I ordered that back in, I think, February from Bluestone Perennial, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Now, excuse me. Now I have a thing for the ornamental oregano. So this is called Dittany of Crete. And these are going to get, they're kind of fuzzier in their foliage. Really pretty, but they're going to get kind of similar flowers, or so it seems. I have no experience with this one. And I have a little grouping of chives in the back. Then these are Daisy May Shasta daisies. And then I have some Sugar Ann snap peas. And in the back here on this green trellis, I just moved over some, these are hyacinth bean vines. You can see them down there. And they will get really beautiful. And my hope is to kind of train them along the top of the fence here. So that's the plan for that. I have this beautiful bed here. I really like this one. Isn't it so pretty? That variegated sage, I think they called it a tricolor sage. It's got the pink and white and green. It's just so beautiful in the front there in between the lavender. And then these are my sweet peas. Look how beautiful. I can still remember, it wasn't long ago, in my basement in the wintertime staring at these guys. And then I thought, because I left them in their root trainers for so long, I thought, oh my gosh, these things are not gonna make it. But as you can see, they're looking so beautiful. Every day they look better and better. And I'm really, really, really excited. And then I have the sunflowers back here. Now, one thing I am gonna do, I'm going to take these containers that have some tomatoes. I'm going to move them into the gravel area. And then I'm going to use this area to plant, I think, some corn. So that's my thought, at least. I'm thinking about that. So these are some tomatoes that I sowed inside as well. These are heirloom. So I've got Sun Gold. I've got Napa Grape and Yellow Pear. I've got some Millennium Allium, or is it Serendipity? It might be Serendipity. I'm not sure. It's an allium, and it's got little buds all over it, and I really like allium, especially in containers, because I don't love their foliage too much, and when this is done blooming, I'll probably just hide it somewhere. And I just put in white-eyed Susie's, Thumbergia, at the base of all my obelisks here along the fence. They're gonna look so gorgeous. I have planted some from seed, let me show you, and they are tiny, but you can see right there. I direct sowed those, I'm gonna say at least a month ago, and my gosh, they're slow growing. So I saw them at the nursery the other day, and I just grabbed the 4. That was exactly what they had. I took that as a sign, and I planted them here. And then, again, I've mentioned I'm getting the espaliers from Bower and Branch, apples, 4 of them. So those will go in between the obelisks, and I can't wait. Ooh, I'm so excited about that. Oh, and just a mix of different things. I have some borage here. It's kind of droopy with the rain. And then I planted some cherry bell radish on the 24th, my tag is telling me. Some nasturtium double delight in the front. Some onions, those are just white onions. Carrots that I should thin. And in the back I have Zinderella peach, I think they're called. Zinnias. I got those from Floret, the seeds, and I direct sowed those. So, and I didn't mark when, I apologize. And just a bunch of nasturtiums all over the place. Calendula Bronze Beauty that I sowed inside this year in the winter, and I just love the look of this flower. I just think it is so beautiful. And the buds as well. They're just beautiful. I think they're extra beautiful because I planted them inside. I'm noticing that a lot this year because I never winter sowed inside before under the grow lights. So that's definitely exciting for me. I've got all kinds of beans going on. I can't put this down to look at the tags, but Kentucky Wonder, and then that's a bush bean. I just put that there because I had it and I needed to fill the space. I can't see the other tags, I apologize, but these are pole beans except for the bush beans in the middle there. And then the potatoes here are absolutely nuts. I've never grown potatoes. This feels wrong. I didn't hill them up properly, but you live and you learn. They're growing. There's things happening, no doubt. So I'll probably pull these real soon. They've been in here it was the first thing I put in here when these beds were set up because I was so excited. I bought some seed potatoes from Gurney, who I really, really like. They have a great variety. Of course, the season's winding down now, and it's hard to find anything at this point, but I really like them. And then some nasturtium in the front here. Dwarf Meadow Sage. It's called Marcus Dwarf Meadow Sage, but these were thick and full, and they should flush out again. And then I've just got Pink Thrift. How cute are these? Little pink puppy little balls there. So cute. And those have just been putting out the blooms all season. They're a perennial, and I'm really happy about it. Ooh, you know what I'm not happy about? Look at this. Telltale sign of the bunny. I've been trying to catch a bunny, you guys. I have one of those have a heart traps, and it's not going for it. So, well, yeah, and I got a chipmunk too. In my last video, there was a little chipmunk right around the corner that people were pointing out, and I saw it. Yeah, so I've got that. The bunny's probably back here somewhere. He's a little baby, and he's so cute, and he just doesn't care about anything, and he eats everything because, as you guys know, baby bunnies will eat everything because they don't know what they like or don't like. So I'm out here, you know, with a huge container, like the restaurant sized container of cinnamon. I'm trying everything, so we'll see. And then this is a Sweet Summer Love Clematis. Now my hope is that I will train this. It's just putting out growth now, and this is a later blooming clematis, that it will go all along this fence here. That is my hope. And I will just kind of weave it along the fence pickets, and that will be so beautiful. You can see lots of work still happening here. Some things are mulched, some things are not mulched. I've got landscape lights I'm working on fixing, well, actually moving forward, and in moving them forward, a lot of the connections came loose, so it's a whole pain, and I'm working on it. But the lavender here, look, there's some bumblebees on it right now. So beautiful. And you guys will remember, these look like little nubs. I need about 7 more, I was counting, just to fill in the gaps here. I lost a few last year, so I will be doing that. I've got dinner plate dahlia all along the back. I staggered them. I did breakout and then cafe au lait all down the line. So I'm hoping to use the fence pickets as stakes for those. And I've got some twine. I'm just gonna, you know, right soon, because they're starting to put on some growth, start getting a weave going. I've never ever done this. I have never planted dahlia tubers in the ground. I had 1 pot of breakout last year that did really well, and then that was it. So new for me. And then I've got a little bud here. I think this is, I can't remember all that I put here. And I've got the one hand because I got the umbrella. Let's see. What is this? Bishop of Oxford. So basically what I did, I was running out of space, I was running out of time. I put shorter variety dahlia with the darker foliage that I had all in front of the cafe au lait. So we'll see what happens there. I mean, this is, like I said, this is new for me, so it could be a bad mistake. I don't know, but it seems like it'll be good. I came out here last night and I planted up some white lobelia, so pretty, and a whole bunch of dinner plate dahlia. The variety polka and Emery Paul, I think, is back there. Yeah, so there's a whole lot of dahlia in here. I've hibiscus back here, and then some verbena in the back. Diamond ball clematis, kind of fizzling out now. I planted some blue salvia, annual salvia. I picked those up the other day and I thought they looked really beautiful. This has yellow iris around the sundial, so that's kind of picking up where the iris left off. And I like to leave the foliage of the iris because I think it looks like a pretty grassy texture, and I just leave that there. Some Gara. I picked up some Gumfrina the other day, the pink. Some Rudbeckia. I planted some great coneflower back here too. And then I've got the Happy Jack Clematis going up the post for the birdhouse. Loving my window boxes this year with the lobelia. That's definitely going to be a repeat for me. You can see my wisteria. This is the Amethyst Falls. It's all finished blooming. And then this is Miss Molly butterfly bush, and this is the best it has ever looked. Usually this one struggles, and it put on a lot of growth this year, and it is looking so beautiful. Very, very excited about that. These really long magenta spiky flowers. And then that's the salvia right there. Rock and Play in the Blues that came back from last year. Really excited about that. And then behind it I have the Limelight Hydrangea. And then the Bloodgood Japanese maple, so beautiful. With some Everillo, I'm not sure how you would pronounce that technically. Carex underneath of it, kind of just that bright pop draws your eye to the back of the bed there. And then some White Night Sweet Alyssum. I've got my pincushion flower, Diamond Frost Euphorbia, some lamb's ear, and then this is some Camelot White Digitalis that I sowed inside this past year. Those will not bloom until next year, but I'm very excited about that. And then just a whole mix. My gosh, I can't even remember the names of some of these, so I'm not even going to try. I think that's a cornflower. Very beautiful. and some Rudbeckia, some meteor shower verbena, so that's an annual verbena. Then I have all of my pink bubblegum in cages right now because this is the one thing that the bunny seemed to like. So he ate most of my bubblegums. But I'm loving the way this whole area, the sun is coming out now, the way this whole area is coming together. Of course, my Williamsburg pineapple fountain is just gorgeous. I love it. And some cleome in the back. I first saw the cleome in Yulia's garden, so I thought that was really beautiful. And put that on my to order in winter in case I can't find it list. And this is a weeping white spruce. I've had that about 3 years, so those are pretty slow growing. And just some little boxwoods I tucked in here. Some hostas. This is that Royal Frost birch. Look how huge it is, you guys. So exciting to have a tree that's a big tall tree like this first year is just amazing. So I'm really, really happy about that. And the bark is so pretty. I just love that tree. Some color guard yucca in the back there and a miscanthus in a pot back there. I'm working on it, you guys. I'm getting there a little bit every day. It's been challenging in these days. And the homeschooling and the boys here and schedules nuts and not being able to go out to the nursery. So I'm chipping away. But you can see I've got the Lutyens bench there. That is from Gardener Supply. That one's by Ochla. So it's the longer size. And I really, really like it. It's beautiful. It actually ended up in this spot by chance. I moved it because I was putting some mulch or some soil down. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. It looks really good there. And then I'll be able to sit there and face the fountain and everything. And then here is the cupola. So it just all lines up so nice. With the window and everything's kind of on center. This whole little piece right here might be my favorite part in the garden right now. I really, really love the look of it. I've got the Topiary from Bower and Branch. Those are the emerald green. So that's the same as the emerald greens I have along the back of the fence, only they are Topiary and they're so beautiful. So this one was the Poodle squared. So the bottom piece there is squared off. And then the Happy Jack Clematis in the back. Coming along the front here. This has New Dawn roses. I'll need to clip these off. And then this is my favorite window box this year. This is Diamond Frost Euphorbia, Blue Lobelia. What is the name of that yellow plant? Mercardonia? Is that it? I don't remember. And then some salvia in the back. I just love the airy look of this window box. I prefer it to like that thick heaviness. It just looks kind of like, I don't know, that looks magic to me, like firecrackers or something, or I don't know. I just love it. I love this window box. I'm excited about the garden this year, you guys. And then I have a Tough Stuff hydrangea in the back here, putting out all kinds of sweet little blooms. I put a couple dahlia here. These are Gallery Monet. Some of the white lobelia I still need to plant. A couple more Gara. That's some dianthus that's coming back in that basket there. You can see things are really coming along and looking good. I need to get the mulch in, but I didn't want to wait too long. And you can see I've got the bamboo stakes here for the dahlia. And then I have just a little spool of twine and a landscape staple. So I'll do something to keep them staked up. But yeah, so big changes from last year. And I think it's really, really looking good. I really do. I'm so happy with it. I almost feel like it's not even my garden. And more to come. Thank you guys so much for joining me in my garden today. Have a great day, everyone.